Just wanted to do a bit of a update on what I've been up to recently. It's been a couple of weeks since I've done a video. Obviously it's been Christmas in between. I've made a few purchases for various different reasons, and I've also had a few things given to me. So I just wanted to go through a few bits I've got. I think when I did my Windows 98 video, if you've seen that a few weeks back, my new Windows 98 gaming PC, I had a black keyboard, USB keyboard, very modern looking black keyboard. I wanted something that was cream, sort of coloured, and a Twitter follower, very kindly, a guy I've met before actually at one of the events that we've done, kindly offered me a more period keyboard and mouse to go with it, both PS2. So the mouse is quite nice actually, I like this. It's a Genius mouse, but if you look, it's got PS2 one, but as you can see from the sort of thing, it looks very much like the original Microsoft wheel mouse that came out. I don't know when it came out, probably must have been end of the 90s or early 2000s it came out, and this was really the staple sort of style of mouse for that period. It looks very much like the Microsoft wheel mouse when it came out. I don't know if it was the first wheel mouse, but it's certainly become a standard now to have that middle wheel, which is also a third button. So it feels really nice actually. It's a ball mouse as well, which is much more sort of period for the time. I'll have to get a nice flat surface or a mouse mat to use that on, because the optical mice will work on sort of different sort of surfaces better. It's a PS2 connection, so thanks for that. I think it's a basically new old stock. I think the box looks like it's been opened, but it's still packaged. I don't think it's ever been used. I've also given me a couple of keyboards, and again these are new old stock keyboards. I mean, they're not particularly expensive brands or anything, but again, in the day you would just get probably whatever was cheapest and what was available. So I'll show you. Again, these are new old stock. I think the boxes have been opened, but they've never been used. So you can look at this. It's got some quite nice looking sort of proud keys. The style of the keys is a bit earlier, I think. In the sort of early 2000s, late 90s, somewhere we're starting to get a bit more sort of rounded. Some of the keys are a little sort of bit flatter to the, I don't think they're switched, these keys. I think it might be membrane, but it has quite a nice feel to it, this one. You can tell it's a bit more modern because it's got these sort of smart key type things, buttons at the top there, so you can power off and sleep and wake up the computer from the keyboard. So that's the first one. Again, I just went to pick up one keyboard and he showed me these two, and I couldn't decide between the two, and he let me take both of them. There's this one. Again, another one, not quite as proud, the keys on here. I think it's got a bit of a greyer sort of colour overall. The smart buttons are here. But again, I like this. It's a nice sort of small, compact keyboard. It's got everything you could possibly want on it. I think this one's got a little bit of yellowing on some of the keys, but it's not too bad. It's quite nice, but definitely much more, the keyboard and the mouse definitely much more akin to the look of my 98 sort of late 90s, early 2000s machine that we've got. So what else have I got? Yeah, so I got the next things I've got as a Christmas present, so I'm going to show you this. I've got some 3D prints. These things are requested actually. They're quite. I found somebody on Facebook who was doing these 3D prints. I can't find him since actually. I don't know if he's had to disappear. Maybe Nintendo got a bit litigious with him. I don't know, but I mean there are quite a lot of places you can look on eBay for sort of 3D prints and logos and things like that. I just thought these were really nice. Quite thin. They're not sort of too thick, these things, but they seem reasonably enough quality. As you can tell, it's 3D printed by the sort of textures on there, but just think it looks really nice. I need to find somewhere to. I've just got a pin board at the back behind the screen there at the minute. So I need to find somewhere really to put them up on display. Another Christmas present I got was some speakers. I wanted some speakers which were bit better quality from my main actual modern PC that I've got, just so I can, if I listen to music, it's been a long time since I've had a good quality set of speakers that really sort of show off the bass and can actually show you, you can actually hear the sort of the bass, the proper bass. So I've got these Edifier, there are 1280T Edifier speakers, quite nice. This is the sort of the passive left one. The right one is got the active, it's got the amp built into it. It's got some nice volume controls. They go up to it's combined sort of 42 watt. I chose these mostly because of the look. I wanted something that was nice, not oversized, but just had a nice sort of like wood grain that goes with the a lot of the wood. If you look at my first video, it's a tour of my new sort of gaming room when I got it, and I've got quite a lot of wood up here. I've got these purlins up here, and I've used them to make my desk, and it's interesting. Have a look at that video. So I needed something that was sort of timber, so they're really nice, really good, and especially useful for something else that I've been dabbling with over the last couple of weeks as well. So one thing I wanted to improve the sort of quality of my video production was a decent microphone, and I've got myself and that's just came yesterday actually, my new microphone. So you're obviously hearing me over the microphone. Hopefully the audio quality is a bit better for this video than from the previous one. I looked around at some quite expensive microphones actually. I was quite tempted to spend £80–100 on a studio sort of quality mic. I'm sure that music exporters out there will be spending a lot more than that on it, but some sort of a higher quality studio quality type microphone. But when I started reading some of the reviews, they suggested that unless you've actually got a studio and you can really cancel out all background noise and things like that, these microphones will just pick up everything that's going on. And obviously I'm in a sort of an attic space here. If the dog makes a noise downstairs or the kids are making a noise downstairs, I don't want that getting picked up sort of straight away. And also I teach online as well, so I wanted something that was would work for my video sort of conferencing, trying to just improve the sort of student experience a bit. So I ended up going for a streaming microphone, and I went for the Siren. I'm not going to pick it up because I don't want it to. It makes quite a lot of noise when you start moving the microphone around. But I went for this Siren Mini, Razer Siren Mini. I'm not a big fan of the sort of the RGB sort of gaming sort of style sort of brands and things, but it had a good write up. It was the right sort of price point for me. £30–35 or something. Hopefully improve the quality of my audio for my videos and my teaching, but didn't break the bank, and should be quite a versatile microphone. So hopefully you're enjoying the higher quality audio. So I ended up going down a bit of an audio sort of rabbit hole, as sort of many sort of hobbyists like myself tend to do. But now I've got this sort of space, I'm wanting to do more and more sort of like my own little projects and things like that. And I was thinking about trying to get some audio to accompany my videos, and started messing about with a free download copy of Waveform, which is a sort of DAW software for creating sort of tracks and leveling up some tracks. So hopefully I'll maybe put in the background a bit of music. I'll see how it sounds, but I'll definitely show some off at the end of the video, some of the music I've created. I mean, it's very much, I was trying to sort of copy maybe some sort of like Prodigy style, Chemical Brothers style, or some of that sort of 90s sort of trancey sort of style music, which I very much liked at the time. But also it's quite easy to create in these sort of pieces of music software. I don't have any external instruments to create any other sounds. I've only just got my microphone. One thing I was struggling with though was making melodies, because I was having to use the computer keyboard. So I decided to invest in a little MIDI keyboard. So I've got this, it's the Akai MPK Mini Mark III. And this just, it's just nice. It plugs into the software nicely. You can change the octave ranges on the keys. It senses the sort of sensitivity, how hard you press these keys. I mean, the sort of setup I've got now, if I had something like this, like I say, back in the 90s or early 2000s, I'd have thought it was absolutely amazing. I mean, it's so amazing what you can do, the sound you can get, out of the computer can sort of synthesize through various different plugins that I've downloaded. So I'll show you a bit of that towards the end. So like I said, I've been creating some music on Waveform. I mean, I've been trying different things. It's just been messing about, but hopefully I've created some nice sort of background music which will fit quite nicely with some of the videos. Messed about with some SID chip sounds to give it a sort of a Commodore 64 sort of like, modulated sort of sound effect, which is quite interesting. So maybe I'll play you a bit of that and maybe a bit of my more sort of trancey sort of stuff. So I've on that sort of note, so I've got these new sort of speakers. My other little Logitech speakers are probably plugged permanently into my Windows 98 PC, but I was thinking I might get my Amiga 1200 out, maybe for a future video. And the one thing I've done, I've got this Amiga 1200. It's got a compact flash card built into it that came with it. I've got a RAM upgrade as well for it, so you can just play games straight off the compact flash. But it doesn't have any demos on. It doesn't have any productivity software, like music creation software, DAW software. So I'd maybe like to have a bit of a dabble with that, just see what it sort of sounds like, and plug it into my new speakers, or plug it into my Logitech speakers, and try and create some sort of nice sounds on the Amiga, or some Amiga sounding sounds. Should be quite interesting to do. I might even try and do some dabbling on my Windows 98 PC with some DAW software of the period, and see what I can generate there using that. I mean, I'm no expert musician. I'm not an expert at anything really. I'm just I dabble in quite a lot of different things. So yeah, that's my update there, the things I've got at the moment. Hopefully some ideas for some new videos coming up with my Amiga 1200. Still want to do that comparison video between the Acorn Electron and the BBC, look at the different games side by side. I've been looking at capture cards to see if I can actually maybe improve the video quality for the YouTube videos, but I've kind of put that on hold for the moment, but that might be something I do in the future. The last thing I wanted to talk about was the events. You may, if you follow my Twitter account, or you've seen us on Facebook, you know that we have done in the past sort of charity events, and the last one we did was literally just before lockdown, because of the current coronavirus pandemic. So me and a couple of friends of mine who set up this One Up Club brand wanted to raise some money for charity, like computer games, so we set up some retro gaming events. So we have had meetings about sort of what the plans are for the future for that, because we haven't done anything for well over a year now. And the idea, I think the current idea, is that probably in the new year we're going to look at in Wakefield, where we're based, setting up an evening event, but on a slightly smaller scale. We've looked at a venue in Wakefield, so we're hoping it's upstairs above a pub, a bit smaller, just an evening event, so it's quicker for us to set up. We can do it more frequently. It's a bit less, because it used to be quite onerous sort of setting up. Quite, we'd have 20 to 30 sort of setups in one room, and it was it was a full day tiring job. But if we get something a bit smaller going, so we might have 10 different sort of things set up in the room, but then we might also get some tellies, a couple of CRTs, a couple of LCD tellies set up. So if anybody else wants to bring any of their own stuff, they could just set that up, and hopefully try and create more of like a hobbyist sort of regular night in Wakefield for people like ourselves who are interested in retro gaming and retro games, who can just come and have a chat and talk and mess about with some of the hardware that we've got. Obviously between the three of us, we've got quite a lot of hardware. Anybody who came to our event will know we've got Atari STs, Amigas, NES, SNES, Spectrums. We've got a huge range of consoles and sort of micros. I've tried to dabble a bit with PCs, but hopefully now I've got my Windows 98 PC, we'll be able to get that one out. And I've just sort of that sort of period of sort of PC gaming represented in the at the events. So follow the Twitter account, follow the Facebook account for updates on when those events might be taking place. But like I say, I'll probably play out with a bit of music on now, and I'll show you the waveform software that I've been using and do a bit of a screen capture of that. But that's the update for today. Thanks.